Okay. This is going to be corrections. I was reviewing some of my previous videos. This one was about old school Runescape fishing expedition. This was back in March 25th. So almost a year ago. Yeah, I know. What can I tell you? I've been busy. Yeah, I'm trying to clean up this channel a bit. So I was looking at some of my previous videos. And wow. Yeah. Sorry about that, but like I've openly admitted, I'm a non-gamer. This was my first time into this old school Runescape. Actually, I've got to make a correction with that. Because as I was playing old school, I realized I've played this before. I was actually, I'm not even sure if I had, I think I had an account when it first started, which was what, back in 2002 or whatnot. But yeah, I didn't take to it very well. It was way too quirky and I just couldn't get used to it. And actually it was my computer geek brother that kind of tried to get me into playing this thing. Could never get into it. And doing these corrections, if I actually go ahead and keep on trying to make corrections, is going to be very difficult. Very difficult. Because there is just so much information. It's very overwhelming, actually. I had to start another account just to sort out all the information I had been able to gather. And it is just a difficult proposition to go back and try to make all the corrections. I'm just looking here at my notes just to get some sense of how I'm going to approach this. And it's like, I first put down here, first of all, you might get to the point where you no longer have to eat. Yeah, I know. Bear with me for a moment here. This happens when your hit points and defense level is so high, non-player characters, that's these little guys. See this guy over here? Yeah. The guys in the black robes, yeah, they're not other players. They're non-player characters. They're part of the story, part of the game. So when your defense level gets so high and your hit points get so high, these people can't even damage you. Unless you're getting into something like PKing, where you're fighting other players, actual players, you probably won't need to eat. And yet, as I'm looking at my notes, as I'm trying to get a handle on how to make these corrections, just yesterday, I had to contradict myself as far as that concept is concerned. Oh, and you see how you can walk into these characters? I mean, there's just so many little things that just add up. I really don't know how I'm going to approach this thing. Yesterday, I found myself having to, again, consume food to restore my hit points. Because after a while, you start doing things you maybe haven't been doing with your account, like trying to get one of the bosses, which is like a major monster in a game that really requires a lot of skill just to be able to think about fighting them. So, I mean, you could end up... it's just going to be very hard making corrections, but I'll try to get the most obvious blunders I made. One of them being mistaking this area for, yeah. Okay, let me just read some of the notes just to give you to try to stay on target here. NPCs, that's the non-player characters, like these guys in black, in these black robes, attack based on your combat level. Now, the specific video I'm referring to, old Runescape fishing expedition back in March 25th, last year, I was trying to get death to attack. All right, because this is where I first died in this account, trying to fish here. But it wasn't death that attacked me. It was one of these these non-player characters. But to a noob, they look so much alike that I thought it was death. Because after I was attacked and killed by one of these non-player characters, I was like teleported into death's domain. And then that non-player character explains how to retrieve your stuff after you're killed. All right, as a noob, you have to go through these procedures initially, at least in old Runescape. The first time you die, death will explain to you how you can get your stuff back. All right, now I thought this guy that attacked me initially was death. Okay, he's wearing a black robe. It happened so quickly. You see, I can stand around now, and these things won't attack me, because these are my stats now. I'm like 65 and everything, as far as my combat level, except for defense, which is 55. Everything else, I'm 65. These guys and most non-player characters will not attack you once you reach this level. So I'm not quite sure. You see how you can even walk right through them? I mean, there's so much quirkiness. There's just so many details. I don't know how I'm going to go about correcting all the mistakes I made when I was trying to explain this game. Okay, first of all, that was a fishing expedition thing. Yeah, at this point, I can fish wherever the heck I want to fish, and nobody's going to mess with me. Okay, you see I just caught a shrimp. I'm catching shrimp here. Oh, another thing, look at this, my inventory. Now, since I'm trying to correct that fishing expedition video, I thought I'd at least hit on some of the key points I wasn't able to mention before. I couldn't figure out how to fish using bait. And the reason why I couldn't was because... Let me put away this net. Hold on. You see how I was able to fish here because I had a net. And I didn't even have to select the net or anything. I was able to go straight into the fishing. Let me put away this net to show you what happens. Okay, tap my net. Okay, now I'm putting that's tucked away. Now let's, oh, sorry. Let's go back to that fishing hole. The reason why I was never able to figure out bait fishing was because every time I did this, I would get one of these messages. You need a net to catch these fish. Okay, the thing of it is, no you don't. So don't take it for granted that the messages that pop up are accurate. Alright? just ignore that message. Select whatever it is you're trying to select. In this case, fishing rod. Okay, you see I've got the regular fishing rod, and I've got bait. Okay, I've already caught a herring. And a sardine. Okay, let me stop right there. Okay, since again I'm trying to correct this fishing expedition thing, I'm going to try to get as much little details as occurs to me as I go through this thing. But the most obvious, again, being the fact that I try to get death to attack me. Alright, it was not death that attacked me, it was one of these guys. And now they won't even frickin' pay attention to me unless I openly attack them. Which I can do at this level without much effort at all. Alright. And still, when I attack them, the other ones will just ignore me. So, yeah, this basically is it just teaches you how to be a bully, actually. Because they will not pick on you once you reach a certain level. It doesn't matter what you do. You can stand right in front of them forever. So, yeah. At this point, I can fish wherever the heck I want to fish. Alright, but let me get back to death. Okay. Let's go visit death, shall we? Oh, teleporting. Yeah, that's another thing you'll want to get into. Alright, you see the H in the corner? The blue badges? The H in the corner is the one everybody starts out with. The other ones, the V stands for Varrock, the F stands for Falador, and the L is for Lumbridge, which you usually don't need because the H, I guess that stands for home, it takes you exactly to the same place in Lumbridge. But let's just go visit death, alright? And the closest one at that point is going to be Varrock. So you hit V, and you're teleported. Yeah, you've got to have like a magic level of 37, I believe, in order to teleport to all the free-to-play places. Okay, now this is the closest we can get to death teleporting. Otherwise, you got to, let's double time it. Okay, and you double time it by tapping on the boot, the mini map, upper right hand corner. You see you've got all these little buttons surrounding it. The one with the icon of a boot that has 100 next to it, because you're all, that's the highest it goes, 100. You've got 100 in your running, all right? You can toggle between that. You tap it, it lights up. Now, wherever you tap, you're going to end up running. And that'll keep up until you reach 0. Okay, we are running to Edgeville. Okay, if I can get it to go in the right. All right. Okay, it's easier to use the mini-map. Otherwise, you're just moving small amounts of steps. You can move a lot further if you get skillful at tapping the mini-map, which is not so easy in the mobile version, but you do what you can. Oh, Okay, Edgeville. That's another thing. This is where the closest furnace is. Not Falador. I made that mistake too. I just didn't know about this place. Okay, this is actually the closest furnace. All right, and you've got a bank right here. And once you get into crafting and mining and all that, it's not Falador you have to get to. It's Edgeville. Okay. But anyway, we're here to find out how to get to death. So let's get over here. This building, I try to find this thing so many times. I don't know. I read the description, the wiki description on how to get here. And they kept on talking about a trap door near the bank. I went around this bank so many times. And the only thing that got me was these gloves. See this? Let me get over here. See this thing on the floor? Those are gloves. Take leather gloves, all right? Now, I found those leather gloves when I was trying to look for death. I went around this bank so many times trying to look for that darn trap door. Well, it is not near. It is not next to the bank. All right, the trap door is in a building that is next to the bank. I don't know if I read that wrong or what the heck the thing was. But you are not looking for a trap door next to the bank. You are looking for a building next to the bank. You go into the building, walk through. Let's go into the building that's next to this bank. See all these coffins? Yeah. This is where Death's office is, okay? Not in the first room, though. You got to walk into the second room. Okay, here's where the trap door is. See this corner over here? This is where death is located. Okay, you can go down the ladder. Okay, it's been a minute since I've been here. Oh, you know what that is? This is the Edgeville dungeon. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, you can tell it's been a while since I've done this. I'm glad I did that. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's the Edgeville dungeon. I'm sorry. You can do a shortcut once you get the key, but that's not what I'm trying to get to. Okay. Maybe it is the first. Let me see. Oh, yeah, there it is. Sorry, boys and girls, it was the first one. All right. Mortal, have you come to retrieve something you lost when you died? Okay. When you die, you have 15 minutes to retrieve your stuff. You got to go back to where you died, and you got to tap on your gravestone. And then tap on all your stuff to get it back. You've got 15 minutes to do that. If within 15 minutes you have not done that, been able to do that, you have to come here to Death's office. How does that work? What is this place? Yes, have you got anything for me? More options. Let's hit the more options. Okay, I'm not getting more options. Okay, I guess there isn't. Okay, we'll tap. How does that work? Okay, is this a glitch? I don't know. What is this place? Okay, for whatever reason. Talk to death. Have you come to retrieve something? Let's try that again. What is this place? Oh, there we go. You see how quirky this system could be? You have to be a little persistent sometimes. As you should be able to see, I am death, the grim reaper, the inexorable one, the inescapable grasp of mortal destiny. And this is my little office. Nice, isn't it? Okay. The thing of it is, you see he's got a black robe. To a noob, it looked like the dark wizards that killed me the first time I died. It looked like the same thing, okay? It happened so quickly that I didn't get a close-up look anyway. But anyway, the long and short of it is, if 15 minutes passed and you have not been able to retrieve your stuff, that actually happened to me once. I think I had opened a new account and my stats were so low I couldn't retrieve any of my stuff that was next to the what was that? I think it was the Dark Tower. Every time I got close to it, they just killed me. I mean, when you first open your account, your stats are so low that after 1 or 2 hits, you're dead. A non-player character sneezes on you and you're practically dead, okay? It takes nothing to kill you. So I wasn't able to retrieve my stuff. So I tried a couple of times. They kept on killing me. I just let the time run out. And I was able to come here to Death's office and get my stuff out. And since none of my stuff was really expensive, I didn't even have to pay any kind of fee. Yeah, if you get really expensive items that you're trying to retrieve, there's a good chance you may have to pay a small fee. But I mean, it's nothing major. If you can afford those expensive items, you can give up a few coins. Okay, it's not going to be any... So even when you die, you don't lose your stuff. Unless the exception... Alright, let me get out of here. Oh, you hit the portal to get out. Okay. Anyway, so that's where death is located. And this is where you come if you can't get your stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry about that mistake. Yeah, the place over here, this is how you get to the Edgeville dungeon. That corner trapdoor. And that's Death's office. Alright. Okay, I actually didn't mean to do that again, but okay. Okay, so there's the big mystery with that. Yeah, I needed to explain that because that was the biggest mistake, an embarrassing mistake I made. And yeah, the only way you're going to actually lose your stuff for good is the wilderness. And that's if a PKer gets to you. And you get there just by hitting this wall. And it warns you. You see this sign. Don't go or enter wilderness. We'll go ahead and enter it. And yeah, if a PKer gets to you and you're not able to outrun him, look at this boot. Okay? I've got 69 on it. Once that runs down to 0, you can't run anymore. Alright, so if a PKer gets to you, with any luck, you'll have a high enough number that you can run back out of the wilderness and not risk losing any of your stuff. But anybody that plays these games long enough will tell you you're not supposed to go into the wilderness with anything really expensive, because you are running the risk of losing it. And that's the only way to really lose your stuff. If you go into this wilderness, wherever the PvP, player versus player area is in whatever game you happen to be playing. And yeah, you go in there with the stuff you don't want to lose or you can't afford to lose. Don't do that. Okay. Now at this point, again, my combat level is so high, I don't even think they'll attack me. I could be wrong, but it'll take them a very long time to kill me. Oh, yeah, they will attack me. Okay, there we go. Look at my hit points. I'm 67. The little heart icon. Now I'm 66. You see how long it took him to get just 1 point off of me? Now I could be doing this or he could be doing this all day. Look, I'm already 67. So this thing is pathetic, okay? Compared to my stats anyway. Let's see what... Okay, he's a level 22. Okay, I'm down to 62. I've got to get down to 0 in order to die. You see, I brought some food. I've got a swordfish and I got a trout. Okay, now a swordfish is the highest food item you can have in free-to-play. You'll get 14 hit points restored if you eat a swordfish. I also brought a trout. Trout, I was trying to remember. I think trout is just 7 hit points. And, yeah, I just brought it just to have something to show you. Because this thing is going to be hitting me all day long. And again, I have to get down to 0 in order to die. And even then, I've got 15 minutes. Oh, that's another thing. When you die, all your hit points are restored. There was actually a time when I was leveling up in my attack that... Oh, here's another thing. Here's another thing. Okay. One of my videos, I said, don't deal with these things. Go ahead and deal with these things. Depends on which one. This is the sandwich lady. Okay, let's kill this guy because he's annoying me. And I can't talk to the sandwich lady, apparently. Oh man, I'm going to miss this opportunity. Okay, hold on. Let me get... Oh, I missed it. Darn. Okay. Man. Okay, I'm going to take the dang bones. Bones are very good as far as having some change. I mean, you're going to... You get a good price for bones. Don't let the bones go to waste. Alright, that was a missed opportunity. I should have switched to my scimitar. Yeah, it's a rune scimitar. This is the most powerful weapon free to play will give you access to. It ain't cheap, but it's not so expensive that... Okay, let's just get rid of this guy. Let me switch to the scimitar, because now he's just an annoyance. Okay, let me get back across. Alright, where am I? Okay, look at the compass. Look at your mini-map. Make the compass wherever you are, however disoriented you are. Make that little arrow point north to the top so you get your bearings. And if you're in the wilderness, you want to go south to get out of the wilderness. Alright? So if you've got to make a run for it, make sure that little arrow is pointing north so you know where south is. Okay? Oh, that's another thing. You see these potions? This is an energy potion. Okay, my current, I don't know, agility, whatever, or running ability is to 88. It will slowly restore itself all the way to 90. You see how it's climbing? Or you can have energy potions on you. Just to get it back to 100 as fast as possible. If you're going into the wilderness, it may be a very good idea to have these things. Because if you come in contact with a PKer, a player killer, again, that's the only way you're going to lose all your stuff. If you're in the wilderness and you come across one of these people. If that thing is not at 100, if you run out of the ability to run, he's going to catch up with you. And although he may not be able to get your weapon, sometimes I've died and been left with nothing but my weapon. You never know. Okay, sometimes you're just left with your armor, sometimes you're just left with your weapon. It's hard to tell what the system, I don't know if it changes randomly or how that works exactly. But you're going to lose some stuff if you're confronted with a PKer in the wilderness. All right? And you can't run. So, where was that place I died? I think it was one, no, it was next to the Black Tower. Yeah, it was one of the dark or black nights that I couldn't retrieve my stuff. I was a noob, and it's like 1 or 2 hits and you're dead. So what else did I want to talk about? Hold on. Okay, I wanted to explain about death. I want to explain that that was not death. That was a dark wizard. But to a noob, it was just another guy in a black robe. I thought it was the same thing. I thought death just kind of jumped out at me and killed me when I was trying to go fishing there. That was the first time I died in this game. So that left me all kinds of confused. What other corrections did I want to make? Oh yeah, in that video, I became so used to... That's another thing. You'll fall into behavioral patterns in these games. Now you get used to attacking a certain kind of character. You get used to collecting certain kinds of items. And you can leave yourself at quite a disadvantage if you're taking the game a little too seriously. Now, don't get to the point where you're too timid to attack somebody. If you need coinage, just get coinage. Don't try not to take things so seriously. Okay, well, this guy's not giving me any coins. But I wasn't even trying. Okay, no, I know bones get you more than a iron dagger, so I'm gonna drop that and oh darn it. Oh, that's another thing. Hold on. Sometimes you have to press down on something to get the option you want. Okay, the first one on the list you see is take iron dagger. So that's going to be the default. But I don't want the default. I'm going to take the bones. Alright. Because the bones will get you more on the grand exchange than the dagger. What else? Hold on. I'm going to refer back to my notes because that video was just too embarrassing. Let's see. Okay, that death thing really had to be explained. Okay, world hopping. Yeah, I didn't mention world hopping. I don't know if I ran out of time or I just didn't know about it at that point. I probably didn't know about it. Let me explain to you the value of world hopping. Let me see, where am I? Edgeville. Okay, yeah, the bank would be the best place to do that. Hold on. Again, learn how to use this mini-map. It'll save you so much trouble. Especially if you're in a place like Falador, where you are accidentally going to end up tapping one of the guards and attacking them without even wanting to. Whereas if you just focus on using the mini-map, or at least learning how to use it, you'll at least avoid that problem. Because you will not accidentally attack anything using the mini-map. The red flag is where your character is going to end up going to. You are one of the white dots. Alright, all the white dots are players. All the yellow dots are non-player characters. They're the characters in the story. That's part of the game. They're not really players. Let's see. See all these characters? Yeah. They're non-player characters. They're part of the story. They're part of the game. Okay, sometimes it's confusing. This guy over here is a player. This guy is not. He's a non-player character. He's part of the story. The guy next to him is another player. Oh, another thing about this. You press down on here. Yeah. You can get all kinds of information. See, he's a level 52. So, I'm not quite sure what the heck my level is. Hold on, let me check my... Okay, to check your own level, look at the icons on the left side of your screen. You see the one, the second one, after the finger? The one with the cross swords? Hit that. All right. You see it says Rune Scimitar. That's the weapon I'm currently wielding. Right underneath it, combat level 75. So that's your combat level. Now this thing is set on chop. So if I attack something, all the experience points are going to go to my attack stats. Okay, and you can toggle, if you hit toggle attack experience points, you'll get all kinds of information. The attack is the sword icon. The stat right in the corner, left upper hand corner. This thing. Hold on. Oh, hold on. This is sword. You see the little sword thing, right? You see the fist. You see the shield with the cross. You see the crossbow. All right, the sword is the attack. The fist is strength. The shield is defense. And the crossbow is range. These four things make up your combat level. Oh, wait a minute. I think magic is also part of the combat. Hold on. I'm trying to remember if they include, if that's part of the, magic's part of your combat rating. I don't think it is. I think it's attack, strength, defense, and range that they use to calculate your combat level. But anyway, you can obviously tell I'm not into fighting, or I would already have these things committed to memory after playing this on and off for a year. All right. I got all kinds of distracted. There is just so much information. That's why it's so difficult to go into a video or to try to correct old mistakes. Okay, what else did I write about? Accidentally. Okay, how long has this thing gone on? This is going to be way too long. I wanted to explain about death. I wanted to explain something about, let's see, coinage. Oh, darn it. Yeah, world hopping. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of that. This is not the bank I was referring to. Okay, that's the Grand Exchange. Rock Bank, at least the West Bank, is right next to this thing. All right, go in there. They've got a basement. At least they did have it. I don't know if they've changed this thing. They do change it every once in a while. So it may not be there anymore. But at least once upon a time, this thing used to have 3 coins. Yes, it still does. Okay, you see my coins? I got 999 coins. There are 3 coins on this floor. Once you get, just go here. So once I tap it, I should have 1002. See this thing? Take coins. Yeah, all right. So you get 3 coins, free coins. If you're really desperate for coinage, just go to Rock Bank, the West Bank, go down to the basement, get the 3 coins, and do one of these numbers. You hit the little door. That's the log out thing. Now, instead of hitting the tap here to log out, hit the button on before that, on top of that, World Switcher. And it'll pull up this chart. Now, the gold stars represent member-only worlds. That is not free for play. That's the monthly subscription thing you've got to sign up for. Oh, you see, I got 3 more gold coins. If you're willing to wait around all day, you can keep on doing that. Now, if you don't want to wait all day, again, this world hopping thing is what you want to get into. All right, if it's got a description on there and you're not quite certain what the limitations are, you may want to avoid it. Now I'm just going to go for the basic. I'm going to just hit the ones that don't have a description next to it. If it doesn't have a description next to it, that means there are no restrictions. If it has a description, like this one, okay, this is theater or whatever, but that's a member only, member only, member only. You've got 3 members, and then you got the silver one. 1, 2, 3, 4 silvers. The first one, PvP, arena. That's player versus player thing. And I suppose if you're into fighting combats, you would go there. But even, well, to start out with, stick to the ones that don't have a description. The one that underneath that one has no description, so there are no restrictions. You hit that, and that's 380. Now look at the left upper hand corner. Oh, sorry. Okay, anyway. Get back to never mind about that. Current world. Look at the chart. Look at the world switcher information. Current world 380. All right, look behind you. All right, you got your 3 more coins. Now you can wait around there until another 3 coins spawns, but yeah, I don't choose to do that. So the next world that doesn't have a description is 384. So I'm going to hit 384. That's the one with the silver star thing? Okay. 384. Look at the upper left-hand corner. Completing world transfer. Loading, and then it goes. And there you are. Current world 384. And you got 3 more coins. You can go ahead and take that. All right, silver stars. Silver stars with description. Silver stars, no description. All right, 397. World 397, there's no description, so that means there are no restrictions. It's a silver star, so you don't have to be a member. Hit that. Look at the upper left-hand corner, completing world transfer. Loading. Then it blacks out. And look back at the current world. Current world, $3.97. You get your 3 coins. And you can do this all day. You can rack up quite a... I think the most I collected at one time was 150 coins. So I did a fair amount of world hopping. All right, the next silver star world without a description is $3.99. Hit that. Look at the upper left-hand corner, completing world transfer. Loading, please wait. It blacks out. And you get 3 more coins. Current world, $3.99. Okay, that's how world hopping works. Let's just see how many coins I collected. Okay. So I collected 18 coins. Like I said, the most I've collected at one time was 150 coins. So I spent quite some time collecting coins. And since coins stack, you can actually just go all day doing that. All right, but I just wanted to show you how necessary, or maybe not necessary, but how valuable it is to know about world hopping. Now, I use world hopping. Gotta open the door. I use world hopping for chocolate bars and for, well, just recently, cheese and tomatoes. Because if I have to go all the way to Port Sarum to the food store to now get my cheese and tomatoes, I'm going to make the most out of it. So when I go into that food store, I go in with a bunch of coinage and I load up. I actually let's see, I think I did that for 3 loads of cheese and tomatoes because I've just started to do the anchovy pizzas because, well, a few days ago it was 741 coins for an anchovy pizza on the Grand Exchange. Now it's gone down to 600 and something or other. So again, the prices will fluctuate, but you're still getting a good chunk of change for the anchovy pizzas. All right, so what else? Gems. I've done the world hopping for gems. Like I said, chocolate bars, cheese and tomatoes, since you can no longer get cheese and tomatoes from Hattie's in Remington. You used to be able to. That's one of the characters in Remington. Yeah, you can't get cheese or tomatoes from her anymore. Now you got to go into Port Sarum or be willing to pay Grand Exchange prices. Sometimes Grand Exchange prices are cheaper than the stores, but not in that case. The food store is definitely cheaper. Okay, let me look at my notes again. All right, this video is turning out way too longer than I wanted it to be. But, yeah, the red berries. What did I want to mention about the red? Okay, well, I don't know. That was fine. That didn't bother me so much. I don't know, if I read the instructions wrong, but the wiki, when I tried to find the red berries the first time, oh, that was it. I had mentioned the Romeo and Juliet quest, and I mentioned the fact that it required limport, which is a a root you need to make potions. It does not. All right, this is what I... At that point, I hadn't completed the Romeo and Juliet quest. I pressed on the wrong dialogue line when I was going through that quest. I ended up pressing the regular one for the potions. And again, you require limpwort. You do not require limpwort for that. Oh. I still can't believe I made that mistake. All right. Yeah, that was the other big mistake I made. All right, this video is definitely too long. But yeah, that was it. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, right now I'm making my way to the apothecaries. Okay, why am I not in the apothecaries? Where? Okay, here we are. You have to come here for the Romeo and Juliet thing. And have to talk to this guy. All right, hit that. Can you make potions for me? Do not hit that one. If you're doing the Romeo and Juliet quest. You want to hit the talk about something else. Okay. Have we got any potions to give away? No thanks. Hair fallout. Any decent gossip to share? All right. If you are on the quest, you will have the dialogue line you need. Since I'm not on the quest and the game knows it, it's not giving me the line I need for it to appear. Hair fallout. We got potions. Potion on, no thanks. All right. But anyway, decent gossip. Okay. Talk about an affair with young Romeo and Juliet. Every time Romeo runs away screaming about something good. Yeah. So this dialogue knows that I've already completed the quest. It's given me a whole different line of dialogue. All right. But if you have not completed the quest... All right. Let me just get out of here. Just know that it is not the potion thing you want. Because that just... Need anything specific. Can you make potions for me? That's the one I kept on hitting. And if you do that, this is all you get. This is what comes up. Now, I do not know what I was looking at or what other thing happened, but I was under the impression that I needed limpwort root. And that's a whole different story, boys and girls. I needed to point that out. Be careful with that if you're doing the Romeo and Juliet, because you do not need limpwort. All you need are the berries. The cadaver berry thing. Alright, it's a whole different dialogue. Alright, this video is already longer than I wanted it to be. I needed to point out the thing with death. I wanted to point out the thing with the world hopping. It's really, I consider it an essential part of the game. I mean, it's just going to take you forever to do anything if you're not familiar with world hopping. And I needed to make that correction about the limpwort thing and the Romeo and Juliet quest. Again, there is so much information. I don't know how I'm going to make these corrections, or if I'm really going to give it a solid crack at trying to go back and make some corrections, because when you're looking at videos, if you go on YouTube and try to look up information on these games, there's a good reason why they either describe themselves as just starting the game or having played the game already for 100 hours, because there is just too much information. There is no way you're not going to make stupid mistakes, and yeah, your whole concept of what you're doing changes drastically. And I remember making one about noob fighting. I don't even want to tell you how many mistakes I made trying to explain that. Just about everything I said was wrong. Okay? I mean, you turn and you're attacking because you are hitting your target. Unfortunately, you may not see that your target has actually walked into another character or has stepped into your character and you can no longer see him anymore. I mean, just the quirkiness of some of these games are just really reach extreme proportions at times. So if you're just starting out, you have no idea what you're doing. It really takes time to get a grasp of the basics. And if you're not even used to online gaming, you really have quite a learning curve. It's not even funny. So, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this or if I'm really going to do this, but I'll give it a shot. I'll do maybe a couple of more videos if I have the time, because this is not going to be easy. It's just too overwhelming. I've had to create different accounts just to try to separate some of the information I've gathered, because it's just too much. Really, way too much. All right. This is my messy attempt. I'll see if I can, I don't know, I may make a couple more attempts just to try to clear up some of the more obvious mistakes I made, but it's not easy. There's just way too much information. Okay, that's it for now. Good luck, and take care. Thanks for watching.